tea. Very good.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Monday, January 11th, 2021, episode number 599. That is one away from 600, so almost a big milestone.
What do you do for 600? Absolutely nothing, right? I mean, that's not like
it. Yeah, 500 is way bigger, right?
Yeah, something wooden, right? It's like the shitty anniversary. Yeah.
You guys want to do anything special, or we're just gonna
No, 750 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
750 is the next big one, I think.
Yeah.
700 is pretty good.
700 is good. 1,000 is going to be the big one. I mean,
yeah,
that's the big one.
Yes.
It was an amazing weekend. NFL playoffs have been great. Steelers Browns going on as we record. The Nickelodeon preseason cover or presentation of the Bears Saints game was fucking incredible. Did you guys see the Nickelodeon version?
I heard them say that because I watched the first game and they're like, okay, next up, switching to CBS coverage or Nickelodeon. I was like, what? And
Yeah.
I was
They
kind
did
of
the slime zone instead of the end zone.
Wait,
didn't know it was
you
real.
liked it, Will?
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Now I got a kid on the way, so I'm gonna only watch the Nickelodeon
Okay.
broadcast from
It was
now on.
annoying as fuck. I liked the slime touchdowns, but it was incredibly annoying. It was annoying.
You were missing that hard hitting analysis from Tony Romo.
Well, it was just really stupid.
Yeah.
It was just really childish.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it is on a children's channel.
it was childish.
Nickelodeon, the network.
But they did drop a hard F-bomb, though.
player did.
Cordell Patterson was not pleased that he got a penalty called on him, and he goes, "What the fuck?" And,
Yeah,
and then
it
the
came through on
announcer's like,
Nickelodeon.
he's upset.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Remember, sign up for bonus podcasts at patreon.com/Hard Factor. Also, find the new Hard Factor merch catalog at hardfactor.com. Don't let that get lost in the shuffle of all the shit going on that we're about to talk about. And also, before we move on, speaking of merch, thank you guys for the baby gifts. Everybody, I want to say all the other hosts have sent me such nice gifts. She's not here yet, but this is the week it's supposedly supposed to happen. So, yeah. So, it's getting real. Pat, you got to let us know how we can get you some baby
Yeah,
gifts.
Kate's weird about having a shower. I'm trying to work it out.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get it.
I want her to work it out because I want to put a bunch of shit that I want on that.
I thought
Yeah,
you guys
you
were
did.
registered
Yeah.
somewhere. I thought
Yeah.
you guys were registered and we're going to get a bunch of shit.
You're dreaming that.
Am I?
Yeah.
I thought it was mentioned.
No, promise it wasn't.
Oh.
Pat, are you going to put a machete on there on the registry?
Lots of stuff for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
why not?
I think there's something in his story
Yeah,
today.
something. Yeah, okay.
There's something in his story today that he might want to put on there.
Yeah,
Cellmate? Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
Ooh.
cellmate. I do want a cellmate.
Yeah, you want a cellmate, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we got a shitload of good stories today. Lots of old favorites coming back up. So let's get going. I'm going to talk first up about what happened, since Friday's show was a lot. And it all started on Friday morning when Mark Zuckerberg had already announced that Trump was banned from Facebook and Instagram. And so Bubba Friday morning made a meme joking that Trump would be banned from Pinterest. So we posted that, Friday morning. It was excellent. He made a dream closet that had Supreme stuff in it. Excellent meme. YouTube.com/Hard Factor News to see it in real time. But yeah, that was a joke. Trump doesn't really have a Pinterest. We just we're joking. It would be banned soon. When is Pinterest going to do it? And actually turned out that came true, even though he didn't have one. By Friday afternoon, Trump had also been banned from Twitter forever, despite the Ayatollah and the Communist Party of China being allowed to keep their accounts. And then all the other platforms as well, Facebook, like we already said, Google, Spotify, Snapchat, Instagram, Shopify, Reddit, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, even though he didn't have a profile, and whatever else. So Trump
He's gonna have to read physical copies of books now.
Yeah, he's got nothing.
That's all he's got left.
He's got no social media at all. He's not. He's got nothing on his phone. Mark, I think you sent a good meme. I don't know if we posted it, that all he has left is Snake from the Nokia.
Remember when you used to play Snake? That was the only
Yeah.
game you had? That's him.
He's been banned from Temple Run.
Yeah.
Can you get banned from creating a website? Is that possible?
No,
I don't think
that's a great
so.
part about America. He can create his own social media platform.
Right.
Beyond
That's what I
that.
was getting at. Yeah. Okay. cool.
Right. And so for Trump, the big ban's coming after the seditious activity that he engaged in last Wednesday. Impeachment articles are going to be drawn up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I don't think it's a coup attempt like a lot of people have been saying on the internet, but it is seditious activity, which I think basically makes it easy to ban him based on an argument based on the First Amendment. And Bubba, is that correct? Could you pop in and let me know if I completely fucked that up, or is that?
No, you didn't fuck that up at all. I mean, going back to from where you started with the coup attempt, it's crazy for anybody to kind of assert that, just because, I mean, there's no military officials involved. There's nothing like that where you see someone overthrowing the government from inside, essentially. But when it comes to Twitter, it is a First Amendment argument. Twitter, just acting as a private company, is allowed to do whatever they want under their own discretion, from what I'm reading, of course.
This makes it easier, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if people wanted to even if people wanted to like argue that they're acting as like some sort of government actor, just because like Trump and other political and government people speak on there, it's clearly incitement, and incitement isn't protected under the First Amendment, and incitement is like the imminent threat of violence overcoming from it. And even it doesn't have to be like the person is saying it with the specific with violence as the specific result. It just has to be like foreseeable that violence,
like what he did on Wednesday, basically.
But Will, you saying it makes it easier? I mean, like, in what context? It makes it easier to sell it as an okay thing within
right
their terms of
to
service?
not, I guess, not have your stock drop, because
they can do whatever
like
the fuck they
companies
want to do.
Well, of course,
exactly.
but they're companies, but they're also responsible to their shareholders, whatever else. So I guess, I guess
think it's more responsible to the users, right? Like if you want Twitter to have a really concrete understanding of, or
I wonder what the board thinks, users or shareholders.
You're missing my point. If you're having a good laugh about that,
no, I get what you're saying, and I think it's probably best that they kind of broke it down to the simplest of terms possible, where that the user can kind of read it and be like, oh, okay, I get it. Like why there's a difference between Trump and the Ayatollah being on Twitter.
Well, why is there a difference? To me, there's not. Doesn't the Ayatollah wish death on America every day?
Well, yeah, but the thing is that they're so like first of all, Twitter doesn't have to prove anything. Yeah, Twitter doesn't have to prove anything to you, so it doesn't even matter.
Ayatollah is certainly not as imminent a threat domestically to the U.S. as Trump was during this time period. I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree with a lifetime ban, but it would have been, you got to quiet him down through the inauguration.
Right.
But it seems like all these CEOs got on the phone together.
Yeah, it's coordinated. You saw
it was clearly coordinated.
And it's more, actually, we'll get to how coordinated it is. But first, obviously, everybody was celebrating. So, Bubba, can we pop up some of the celebration tweets that went out? So there was a guy who bought a cake for himself that was a picture of Trump's account being suspended.
Oh my God.
And he was eating it. And so that was how he celebrated. He went viral for that. And then there was Mina Harris, who said, in front of our 4-year-old, I told Nick that Trump's Twitter account was finally suspended. And she asked what that meant. And I started to say, he's no longer able to, and the child interrupts, tell lies. Yes, exactly. 4-year-olds finishing their parents' sentences about Trump's lying. Just beautiful stuff, really. The reaction from the left on Twitter.
It is fucking awesome, bro. Sorry, private company, and you hate someone. This is why you build a gigantic company.
Those are some nerdy ass reactions. That's funny. That's funny.
I missed the boat on those 4-year-old reactions. Hopefully you and Pat take advantage of that realm where you're 3-year-olds.
Oh, where we like tweet fake shit that they don't tell us, and then we say that it happened. Yeah, but the crazy part about it being a coordinated effort, Mark, you're right. Apple, Google, and Amazon all have moved to get rid of Parler and just kill it entirely. So Parler, you figured Trump, that was the only place he was going to go on social media. The only place he wasn't banned from was Parler. Basically the conservative Twitter.
Isn't it a good idea to allow these people to maybe keep an eye on them a little bit? I don't know. Keep them all in one place, maybe.
When you do stuff
maybe
like
Parler,
this,
maybe just let Parler exist.
When you do stuff like this, you somewhat in a sense martyrize them or whatever.
Right, because Apple and Google taking them off the App Store and Amazon to AWS booting them off their servers is literally killing them.
Now the energy in that amongst that circle gets so much stronger.
Oh, it looks like they better start learning how to code. Which
I
they're not going to do.
I think some of them can probably code.
Sorry that none of your base or group put any effort into learning how to build tech companies. That sucks for you. Sucks, dick.
Yeah, liberals are being very, very gloaty, as Pat can demonstrate right now. What comes next?
Pat's in the gloating corner.
Oh yeah, what comes next is the House of Reps is moving to impeach again, potentially as early as Tuesday. They're going to give Pence 24 hours to enact the 25th Amendment, and if he doesn't, Then they're going to vote for impeachment on Tuesday. Speaking of the 25th Amendment, it's reported that Mike Pence still hadn't spoken to Donald Trump as of Sunday night when we're recording this, with the Republican Party just basically stunned into silence for the most part, all this shit going away. A lot of like hardcore MAGA people just leaving social media altogether or being banned if their account, like Twitter did a purge. People like Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, and the Trump children in deep shit because of their role that they played on Wednesday. Just lots of changes ahead for the Republican Party, probably, to see how they can regroup from this.
A sixth person died, right?
It wasn't a police officer. Yes. Suicide, I think right? Committed suicide. Yeah, that was the report.
Whoa.
Who was involved in the riot
on Sunday, I believe, or Saturday night.
One of the Capitol police officers.
Yeah. So, but yes, I mean it's terrible. Capitol police officers don't have a huge death rate historically, and obviously been a horrible week. On top of like all the MAGA people being banned, there are MAGA people being persecuted, like Washington football QB Taylor Heineke, who played a great game on Saturday night, but then he was immediately canceled afterwards because back in August they found out he was a MAGA and he had canceled his Twitter account.
Pat, this has got to put your head in a pretzel.
Oh, I'm not about canceling anyone for fucking who they support. Like Heineke, this shit pisses me off. It's like I don't give a fuck who Heineke supports.
Well, the internet does, and he has canceled his Twitter account for it.
And
sorry. We'll see how this attempt to censor and shame Trump's presence from existing anymore in America plays out. Welcome to 2021. Where, like we said, there's bad shit happening related to the officers who are on Capitol Hill.
Tough start to 2021.
Incoming VP Kamala Harris is showing off her Converse All-Stars in a cool cover photo, and famous Russian poison survivor Alexei Navalny is defending Trump from being silenced by Twitter, which we're like fully in the upside down at this point. Like that's just crazy start to 2021.
I mean, they built empires and they want to punish a demagogue. It's not that crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, just totally normal stuff. And while we may be living in the upside down, just means that it's all the more reason to get somebody an excellent gift to cheer them up this year. And that's where Paint Your Life comes into play. Another longtime Hard Factor sponsor who's coming with the Hardo Hive in 2021. Paint Your Life is a service that allows you to get custom commissioned works of art made for anybody in your life. It's like the classiest gift imaginable. It's a custom made painting for somebody.
It's incredible. And the best thing is you can get memories pre-2020 painted.
Right. Yeah. 2019 and earlier, preferably.
On a couch. Which is what my 2020 would be.
A Zoom chat.
Watching all the Netflix.
Valentine's Day is coming up. Maybe for somebody's special anniversary, birthday, whatever you need, Paint Your Life has you covered. Choose from a team of world-class artists and work with them until every detail is perfect. They will get it absolutely right. User-friendly platform lets you order a custom-made hand-painted portrait in less than 5 minutes. Quick and easy process. Get a hand-painted portrait in about 3 weeks from when you start it. Send any picture of yourself, combine pictures, whatever you need. And at paintyourlife.com, there is no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. It's just that simple. And as a limited time offer, get 20% off your painting and free shipping, which on a painting is gigantic. So 20% off and free shipping. To get this special offer, text the word FACTOR, that's FACTOR, to 64000, 64000. Again, that's FACTOR, FACTOR, to 64000. Text FACTOR to 64000. Paint your life. Celebrate the moments that matter most to you.
Hell yeah. All right, Wes, you want me to go?
Oh, wait, I got to read a disclaimer, guys. Terms apply, available at paintyourlife.com/terms. Again, FACTOR to 64000.
Factor 64,000. I'll go, okay. Guys. Japan has done a pretty damn good job with their COVID-19 response. I think Wes is going to get into our COVID-19 response and some other stuff in a little bit. But they did not impose strict lockdowns at all in Japan. They did like the Sweden approach, but the citizens themselves did a fantastic job of like not passing it to each other. And they only had about a little over 3,000 deaths from COVID in 2020, which is reportedly 40 times less than their flu deaths and 7 times less than their suicide deaths in 2020. Yeah, exactly. The last one's a little shocking with but anyways, you see, the people of Japan are smart. They didn't want their biggest event of the year canceled. That event happens to be right around the corner. Of course, I'm referring to the Kanamara Matsuri or Steel Phallus Festival.
Oh yeah.
Hell
You
yeah,
know what I'm
bro.
talking about.
The
You know what I'm
return.
talking about. The Penis Festival.
Keep your masks on, or it's getting canceled.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't
like,
want that shit canceled.
They'll keep their masks on over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what about now when you got to go to the penis festival and eat all the penis-shaped foods?
Oh,
That's
there
gonna
will be
tough.
no masks at the festival. It's all masks leading up to the festival. We covered this for the first time when we found out about it last year. The Penis Festival in Japan occurs the first weekend of April every year. The Penis Festival is Shintoism-based like a religious event that aptly formulated in the year 1969. You know what I mean? It makes
Nice.
yeah, exactly. It makes the most abrasive bachelorette parties look like a nunnery with the amount of penis-shaped things. Like there's penis sausages, candies, costumes, statues, and just penis parades all weekend.
Yeah,
It's
you
pretty
know,
good.
if I'm running that festival, I'm sending gift certificates to all the hottest chicks in town.
Oh yeah.
Free admission. And then I'm
Steel penis.
watching.
Yeah.
You hungry?
You know, all they're thinking about is penis. So
Do you think the
hungry?
penis
Yeah.
festival is chock full of hot chicks? It's probably more dudes, right?
Well, I mean,
Trying to watch the hot chicks eat penis-shaped things.
everyone going home is banging. The thing came about from a Japanese folklore story, which tells the story of a demon that took residence inside the vagina of a hot young woman. The demon was motivated by love and obsessed with the woman. It was jealous, so it didn't want other men. It didn't want other men to experience, getting inside of her carnally, biblically. So its jealousy was so strong that what it would do is it would rip the penises off of young men that did try to have sex with the woman. And then so like that was not good, right? This woman couldn't be banged. It was like that movie Teeth. She would rip your penis off. So to combat the obsessive demon, the woman sought the aid of a known blacksmith, the best blacksmith in town, and he made her a giant blessed iron phallus that she shoved inside of herself, and it broke the demon's teeth, allowing her to be able to be banged by everyone.
Yeah,
So-
after that, now you're just getting gummies from the demon while you're banging.
right? Now it's
This
just
is
now it's just
double
pleasure. Now it's just pleasurable.
This is pleasure.
You know, the demon's so mad he's giving you pleasure. And he can't- no. Yeah.
Now the demon's cursed for eternity, having to extend your pleasure.
This is the best. This is the best team building like place you can possibly go to.
Yeah.
If you're in office and you go to the penis festival as like a team building event, the office is just binded
Lots
from
of
that
high
point.
Yeah, in secrecy after what happened.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Also, blood packs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they basically just created a bunch of iron phalluses from the story, and they put them in shrines. They're giant statues, and people just worship them this weekend, and they get drunk and walk around and have other penis swag the whole weekend, and basically that's it. Pretty cool festival. I think recently it started to become very popular, and now like upwards of 100,000 people hit the streets in Japan right around Easter time and get their penis dance on. So
Nice.
now I guess is probably a good a time as any to mention that this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew, which there you go. This is the second sponsor, thanks to the Hardo Hive. Two sponsors in one show here, guys. Remember the days when you were always ready to go and then go again and again minutes after you went? If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magazines open, videos on.
This is the kind of the days where I would have gone to the penis festival for sure.
That's right. Talking 20s. Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up. BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue. That's where you want to go. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. So it's a chewable that gives you big, strong erections.
I hope they can ship to Japan.
Yeah, no, I mean, no shit. You can take these any time of the day or night, even on a full stomach, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises. I took some Blue Chews this weekend, and I was walking around the house like I just invented fire. I literally broke my bed this weekend, guys. Not kidding. Not exaggerating. Broke the
Is that
bed.
a coat hanger you got on your waist?
Yeah. Anyways, Blue Chews, if you want to break your bed, is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office or wait in line at the pharmacy. It ships right to your door in a discreet package. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. No awkwardness, and you don't have to leave the house. Right now, we've got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code HARDFACTOR. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, BLUE Chew, CHEW.com. Promo code Hard Factor to try it for free. Blue Chew's the better, cheaper choice, and we thank them for sponsoring the podcast. We thank you for getting them for us. And remember, when you support our sponsors, you help make this podcast possible. So make sure you go to bluechew.com and use that Hard Factor
those
promo.
Blue Chews. Pat, what I was talking about was if you ever drape a article of clothing over an erect penis, and then you're
I know what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was an abortion joke.
Yeah, pitch in 10.
Oh, no, glad I cleared it up then.
Okay.
Yeah. I also thought it was an abortion joke.
I was like, I did break the bed, but I don't know if I still pulled out. Well, it doesn't make you not pull out.
BlueChew.com, promo code HeartFactor.
All right, guys, got some good and bad vaccine news. What do you guys want first?
Bad.
Bad?
First.
Okay.
Bad.
Yeah.
All right, here comes bad news. A seemingly healthy doctor, 56-year-old Dr. Gregory Michael, who was a Miami Beach obstetrician who took the Pfizer vaccine, has died just 2 weeks after taking the first dose of the vaccine, making him the first American
Good
to
news. Go to the
die.
good news.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Good
You want to go to
news.
the good news? Okay.
Wait, hold on.
We'll
but-
jump back. and
Tell
forth.
us about
There's
it.
a little
Yeah.
more, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he took the first dose on December 18th. 3 days later, he started noticing spots on his feet and hands. So he went to the doctor. They put him in the ICU because they found that his blood levels were way lower than normal. And they were going to do emergency surgery on him. But before he could have the surgery, he had a stroke and died. So the cause of the death was that he had, according to Pfizer, that he had a highly unusual, in quotes, and severe case of a condition that can cause internal bleeding. I guess
Wow.
with when you're
How
with the
many
vaccine.
people have had the vaccine now? This is the only guy, right?
So 6.7 million
okay.
from one of the articles. 22 million doses have been sent out, and only 6.7 million
Whoa,
people.
well, that's fucked up. But
yeah.
still, 1 out of 6.7 million. I mean,
yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah.
And
And
you
he-
get better odds getting hit by a bus, right?
well, that's
Yeah.
still horrible.
Yeah.
you
Got
know.
better odds dying of coronavirus.
Right.
That's true.
Yep.
That's
Yep,
the whole
it's very
point.
true.
That's what you have to weigh it against, really. Yeah.
Right. So good news is that the preliminary research suggests that the Pfizer vaccine is just as effective on the new variants, at least the UK variant that is spreading more rapidly of the coronavirus as the original version. Dr. Frederick Bushman, Dr. Bushman, great name, who studies how the virus mutates at the University of Pennsylvania, Ivy League, told the Associated Press, quote, "There's no reason to think the vaccines won't work just as well on those strains." He also said he expects the research being done on the Moderna and the AstraZeneca vaccine to produce the same result as the one that the Pfizer has done, which is great news for the UK, where the first variant is out of control. He said that, quote, "A mutation will change one little place, but it's not going to disrupt binding to all of them, I guess binding to the proteins. And these findings have not been scrutinized by anyone outside of Pfizer yet. But Pfizer's chief scientific officer, Dr. Philip Dormitzer, said, quote, "It was a very reassuring finding that at least this mutation, which is one of those people are most concerned about, does not seem to be a problem."
He said, "What are you going to do? You're just going to have to take my word for it, aren't you?"
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Pfizer, your only choice.
Right. So the variant found in South Africa, which, by the way, South Africa has not started mass vaccinations yet, was not tested for this research. It's called the E484K variant. But more good news. Apparently, with new technology, much like the flu is adjusted each year as the flu virus changes and modifies, we can just as easily modify these vaccines to fight corona. So what they're telling us is that it's not a big deal, but they were also,
Does that mean that every year you're going to have to get a corona shot?
It kind of sounds like that, doesn't it, Will?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But I don't.
I hope not. I don't think they know yet.
It's going to be every year and mass forever. That's going to be
Pfizer.
weird.
If Pfizer has anything to say about it, it's going to be 4 doses a year.
Yeah, but you still catch it. It's weird because you'd still have to even if you're vaccinated, you still have to wear a mask and shit. So it's like
right.
Yeah, I don't want to.
weird.
Yeah.
Old people might have to get it. I mean, I guess as soon as you get the vaccine, you'll still build up, a better response in your system to even a variant because it's pretty similar to the original. So hopefully that's, what's going to happen. And like I said before, 22 million doses of the vaccine have been distributed to hospitals and pharmacies, but only 6.7 million people have received their first dose. And that's because, first the doctors and nurses and people that are first in line to get these things are just refusing to take them. So hospitals are having to throw away a lot of these vaccines, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, because they take them out. They take them out of the cold storage, and then they're just not being
and then
used.
People are getting cold feet.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
So
I know a bunch of people that have taken the vaccine.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 6.7 million have taken. That's a lot, but still, 22 would be a whole lot better if everybody's supposed to take it. Like that,
right.
Isn't that the point?
Yep.
I know people that have had like no reaction to it, and then some people are like, I had chills all night, no matter what clothing I put on. But chills is better than a night of chills is okay, I guess.
A week of whatever Large went through.
Yeah, is he doing okay now? We'll have to check him out.
We'll have to check on that.
Yeah,
Check online.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's okay.
Cool. Is that we got more?
That's it. That's it for the
okay.
vaccine.
All right, guys. I got bad news for former Trump press secretaries because Randall Lane, the editor of Forbes, penned an article warning companies hoping to hire former officials from President Donald Trump's administration that Forbes will assume that everything your company or firm talks about is a lie, unquote. The magazine's editor, Randall Lane, wrote that, quote, "We're going to scrutinize, double check, investigate with the same skepticism that we'd approach a Trump tweet." And the article specifically calls out Sean Spicer, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Stephanie Grisham, and Kelly McEnany and Kelly Conway.
Forbes will put you on a list forever.
Yeah, it's not really a list. Well, administration officials
Well,
told
it
the
is.
media,
It's a list of people that work for the
it's
administration.
essentially saying you guys
The list
fucked
of
up.
liars.
And there has to be accountability in our fucking fucking society, and that's what
We
it-
shall add you to the list.
It's accountability. It's accountability, or you can let assholes that have figured out how to buck the system just buck the system into insurrection. Your choice. Administration officials told media outlets that they feared Wednesday's events. They're talking about obviously the insurrection in the Capitol will damage their reputations, finances, and future careers. So the people working in the Trump organization are freaking out right now. Lower level Trump staffers are also, quote, trying to save face for future employment, a source told Politico. I also gotta love like Betsy DeVos like ejecting this late in the game and then pretending that like it's like distancing herself. It's like the race is over, dude. What are you doing?
She only dropped out because she wasn't willing to. Well, I mean, it could do with the 25th Amendment. I don't know. I mean, people dropping out right now, it might not necessarily be just to distance themselves. It probably is. But
It probably is. I'm just
I
saying,
think it
like,
is.
what are you doing? Like, you already finished the race. Like, you like.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like it's like you said, she's just going on vacation early. She don't give a fuck.
the
She's
reality is that I mean, Trump is. I think that somebody was quoted like one of the like high level GOP people is like beyond toxic is what they're saying. I mean, it's just they're gonna have to figure out how they're going to move forward. But I mean, it seems impossible that you'd be able to keep somebody around who's, engaged in sedition. So like, and plus the like articles of impeachment are going forward and Schumer is going to be over that. So, I mean, it is still very possible that Trump could be convicted of being impeacched after he's out of office.
Don't put low level staffers on a list. What is
the
this?
lists are fucked up.
Well, guys, here's what Lane wanted to say. This isn't cancel culture, which is societal.
It's exactly
blight,
cancel culture.
Nor is this politically motivated, as Forbes has.
What's 100% political?
It sounds like
Can
it's
I,
like
can I finish the quote?
Yeah, but it sounds like it's canceling their
You
lives,
guys
not
can
just
read
like
the
their
quote.
social.
Well,
Go ahead.
let me read the quote first, then we can discuss it.
All right.
Okay, so the quote is Lane went on to say, "This isn't cancel culture, which is a societal blight, nor is this politically motivated, as Forbes' pro-entrepreneur, pro-growth worldwide view has generally placed it in the right of center camp over the past century. This standard just needs to apply to liars from either party. It's just a realization that, as Daniel Patrick Moynihan famously said, in a thriving democracy, everyone is entitled to their own opinions, but not their own facts. And our national reset starts here."
So having worked for the Trump administration makes you a liar for sure.
He's calling out the press people specifically. That's what he's calling out. He called
So a list of like how many people he had, like 8 press secretaries. Is that
pretty
what's
much
on the
anyone
list?
that was a press secretary for Trump. Yeah, anyone that ran from Spicer to McEnany and everyone
It's
there in
tough.
between.
That's tough. I don't know. I don't know about canceling.
Something
people,
tells
like,
me they're going to
from
get
future
jobs somewhere,
jobs
just
and
not
stuff.
Forbes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you definitely don't
Yeah, but
apply to Forbes.
Their highest paid opportunities are going to be with companies that want.
Yeah, but when you try to censor shit like this, it's going to just create like this like bad boy effect where it's going to be like now they've been martyred, like we were talking
That's
about
what
earlier.
I said, yeah.
Like
And you guys, they're liars, and we're going to be on the lookout.
Well,
for them.
right, but
Well,
like, but to trample them
a
into
lot
oblivion.
of them probably are, Pat, and you can do a case by case basis. But by just blanket statementing that anyone that was ever affiliated with like a Trump campaign, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you sent like a link earlier from some NPO that looked like their sole purpose was to like just laugh at Trump supporters. So like, I don't know what all these organizations are doing.
Joke that I sent.
Both sides.
That
was a funny headline.
It was made by a charity.
All right.
Well,
it's a comedy show. It's a comedy show.
Who picks generally the more reputable articles to pick from? It's me over the two of us. That was a joke.
Oh.
It was woman who was carrying "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Trampled to death.
Let me find the source of this.
All right, I'm moving it along. So, guys, Pakistan said fuck it and just gave up after 1 week in 2021. That's it for them. On Saturday, the entire country experienced a blackout. That's right. The entire country lost power in a massive nationwide electricity blackout. So they're done. They're like, fuck it. Power has since been partially restored. And the energy minister, Omar Ayub, said on Sunday, the system is stable now and electricity supply has been restored in major cities of the country. But the question is, what the fuck happened? How does an entire country lose power? Big Ounce thinks it was a cyber attack, but to be fair, he says that about most problems. He probably thinks the Chicago Bears were cyber attacked, which is why they only scored 3 points besides that garbage touchdown in their playoff game. But to get Ounce and all the hosts and others' opinions on things, join the Discord chat. The only way to do that is by going to patreon.com/hardfactor and sending in the car if you want to hear about all of our opinions on that type of stuff. According to Pakistan, the reason for the complete outage that saw it challenging for people to even connect to the internet, let alone turn a light on, was due to the fact that the fragile power distribution system was created by the country's worst engineers.
They said we can't believe the lights have been on this long.
Yeah, they actually they did a funny prank at the time. They thought it was a funny joke where they would have the dumbest engineers create the power supply, and now it's backfiring on them. So that's what's going on in Pakistan. No,
I would be thinking it's aliens though. If your whole country goes out of power, like I would be thinking something really bad.
Yep, the aliens wanted to take out Pakistan. Yeah,
they blamed it on India.
No, they're not. I'm just kidding. It probably was a cyber attack, to be fair. The energy minister said that the power supply snapped at 11:41 p.m. on Saturday due to a technical fault at the Gudu power plant, which is located in southern Pakistan. I think they have like 2 large power plants. The blackout was triggered by a sudden drop in the frequency of the power transmission system. They don't know why, though. He went on to say, our teams are still working in the Gudu area to investigate the reasons that caused the fault, but heavy fog is making our jobs very difficult. So now they're battling heavy fog on top of it.
We know it wasn't central air or central heating that caused the blackout. That's for sure.
No.
Power's still out here in Pakistan?
It's like it's being returned to most people. At the time of this recording, it was like half and half. But
that's like a 48-hour outage for most people.
They did almost have a huge deal, cross-country deal with India to help them with their power, but it like fell through at the last minute, like in 2014, I think, or 2016.
It was never going to go through. It was the Indians messing with them.
Yeah, they were tricking them. Poor Pakistan.
We'll totally help you.
I've got good news though about who wasn't hacked, and that's the Cleveland Browns, because they're already up 21-0, and 28-0 first quarter.
28-0. So, holy shit!
I was just about to chime in and give you guys an update. It is 28-0 before the end of the first quarter from a person who has the Steelers every which way.
Oh no, Bubba!
Tough,
sorry for your
loss.
The over's gonna hit. The over's gonna hit. Also, if you want to check out the sweet links, it was alternet.org.
Yeah,
sounds reputable.
Sounds right. All right, but Pakistan,
bastion of truth.
Link in the text thread. I didn't give any context for it whatsoever.
Yeah. All good. You guys are both being weirdos. Pakistan has experienced blackouts constantly because, for real, their power distribution is straight up trash. They usually aren't the entire country, though, like that's blacking out at the same time. That's only happened twice in the past 3 years. It's usually just regions of the country constantly getting blackout. And in fact, it's such a problem there that it's like one of the major causes of citizen protests in the streets in the last several years. They're like, we need better power. And that's what's going on in Pakistan.
Once you have power, it's hard to not have power.
Yeah.
You want that
It
power.
would be hard to do this podcast in Pakistan.
Ask Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's it. That's Pakistan.
All right, guys. Got a sad one coming out of Indonesia as a commercial airliner, a Boeing 737-500 by Sriwijaya. No way I'm going to get that. Air. Here's a picture. It's Sriwijaya. Sriwijaya. I think that's it. We're talking like 3 rows on each side here. Big jet. Bubba's got a picture of it for us. Disappeared 4 minutes after takeoff on its way from Jakarta to Pontianak Island.
4 minutes?
Yeah, 4 minutes. Didn't get very far.
That's terrible.
Shortly after the pilot radioed they were sending to 29,000 feet. They lost a signal. After that, many ships, including 4 warships, were sent to look for the plane amongst the thousands of islands in the largest archipelago in the world, I think, north of Jakarta.
Disappeared.
Yeah,
Completely.
It just lost radio signal. So that
I
means
was
it crashed.
I saw the word, but yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, it disappeared into the ocean, Pat, is what happened, unfortunately. Fishermen shortly after found debris, including clothes and wires and metal in the water. One fisherman said this of hearing what was probably the plane crash into the ocean. Quote, "We thought it was a bomb or a tsunami, since after that we saw a big splash from the water. After the explosion, it was raining heavily and the weather was so bad, so it was difficult to see around clearly, but we can see the splash and a big wave after the sounds. We were very shocked and directly saw the plane debris and fuel around our boat." So since this happened on Saturday, the black boxes have been located. They'll be recovered soon. Also, human remains have been found. The 26-year-old plane, 26 years old, had been delayed for an hour prior to takeoff due to weather. Sriwijaya Air President Director Jefferson Irwin Jawena said the plane was airworthy, meaning I guess it still had an engine and wings. I mean, I'm jog-worthy.
It
If
was
you catch
good to
my
go.
drift.
Yeah, airworthy is not what you
Yeah.
want to hear. Jog-worthy. That's not what you want to hear.
No,
Yeah, we were all technically half marathon worthy.
right?
Yeah.
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 It's not what you want to hear.
What condition is the plane in? It's airworthy.
Yeah, it'll get up
Uh-oh.
there.
What more do you want?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Indonesia is apparently being plagued by these transportation disasters as their safety standards are apparently just fucking terrible. You might remember 2018 Boeing 737 MAX 8 operated by Lion plunged into the Java Sea just minutes after taking off, killing 189. Also, apparently Indonesian airlines they're so bad with safety wise and their standards. They were previously banned from flying to the United States and the European Union because we didn't fucking trust their planes and their safety standards to carry our passengers over here. That ban has since been lifted, but might be coming back again after this incident.
Got off the ground, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
kicking a raucous fraternity off campus.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah, just it existing is going to create problems for you.
So that sucks. Rest in peace to those souls in that plane, but that's that.
All right, guys, ransomware hackers. We're at it again recently, but this time, instead of locking up important information on victims' computers, they locked up something way more important. Dongs.
Oh no, this is not. This goes against the Japan Festival.
Yeah, boys. I'm talking, of course, about the source code for Chastity Lock being exploited. Ransomware that targeted male users of a specific adult toy is now publicly available for research purposes. And users of the Bluetooth-controlled QE Cellmate chastity device were targets of an attack with this malware last year after security researchers found a vulnerability in the toy that allowed locking it remotely.
Mm-hmm.
We covered this vulnerability earlier in the year, as reported by Pen Test Partners, but it appears the warnings of the research firm have come to fruition, with hackers really having ransomware victims by the balls, so to speak.
Yeah, they do. Lock him up.
Yeah, so essentially what happened is they released API, right? So people could work on like additions to the app and stuff, which essentially just had major security flaws. So ransomware guys waited for all these dudes to strap the cellmate onto their dong and then locked it and would not unlock it until they paid them
Yeah, but
0.02 Bitcoin.
Whatever they wanted.
yeah, but didn't
Yeah, whatever they wanted is right.
this had been going on though? This was because we talked about this on radio. Isn't this the second time they've caught
No.
people like this?
Well, we
Yeah.
talked about the possibility of it happening, and it in fact happened.
Oh
That's-
my goodness.
Now it's just on a larger scale. It's easier to do. Well, like it came to fruition that hackers were going to be able to lock people's dongs up.
Yes,
and they did
it. When they released the API, this company Pen Test or whatever came out and was like, guys, this is seriously dangerous because like any idiot with this API can figure out how to ransomware your dong.
Can you imagine? Because they said you can't even cut through those things. You need like special tools because of the bar. Like you can't. Once you're locked, you're so locked. Like,
Not by yourself. No.
Like Wes said, like you're gonna give up. Like you'll sign over the deed to your house.
Yeah, second
to
mortgage.
to get out of that thing.
Yeah.
You take it to the cops. That'd be hilarious. They're all laughing at your dick caught in this cellmate thing. It's
Try
crazy
to jiggle
though.
it.
Because like all these, when we did the story, like everybody must have been talking about like, oh, these things are going to be hacked, and then like the hackers must have just been like ready for it. Like,
yeah, pretty much. But there's just not that many options for Bluetooth created or enabled male chastity belts. It's pretty much the cellmate, and that's it. So for dudes that really wanted it, they're willing to take the risk, I guess. And
of getting hacked, does a hacker have to like go onto your network to like hack
pretty
your
much.
shit?
Yes, exactly.
Listen, wouldn't just a chain and like a master padlock work just as well as this fucking thing?
Like a lot.
Yeah.
It's not about that, Wes.
I think you can do homemade cellmates.
You can easily do a homemade cellmate.
It's not about that. It's because it's about someone else having control over your dong.
You have the key. What's the more? You needed electronic control?
Yes, that's the whole point. It's like you and I enter into some sort of S&M relationship, and I get
and
off
I take
the
the key.
that I control.
I take the key. Wes is now the key master.
Yeah.
He's waving the key in your face.
It's the same principle.
Same thing.
Right now, we live 2 miles from each other. What if we live 2,000 miles from each other?
That's true.
And that's even better. That's
even
more
hotter. That's even hotter. Yeah.
Even hotter.
The key is so far away.
Yeah.
You're never getting that key.
Send you pictures of the key. That's about it.
Swallows the key.
Yeah. The Kiwi cellmate comes in both long and short sizes. So
Remember the reviews last time? The one guy's like, "I like the concept, but it's a little tight in my big dong area."
My huge dong area. And so the attackers were asking for $270 at the time of the attacks, and the attacker also mocked victims when they asked what happened, saying that they used magic to take control of the smart adult toy.
Awesome.
Some users were very concerned that the only way to remove the cellmate device was by cutting it off with an angle grinder, since there was no manual override with a Bluetooth lock.
Check my email. See if someone's contacted us about this. See what they want.
Pick up your phone.
Yeah, pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone.
But luckily, the cellmate company released a video on how to take it off. So a lot of these guys were able to get it off their dong.
There was a manual override the whole time.
Yeah, but you don't want to announce that. You don't, because that like kind of takes the fun out of it.
They had to explain the override file. It got so bad. It got so bad they had to give away the secrets.
How is that not in the user manual?
Because you don't want that in the user manual.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
you don't understand anything about slave master.
Coca-Cola doesn't give you a list of their ingredients every time you buy it.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening. That link I sent was a joke.
But I don't know. It seems pretty woke, like a woke organization.
And we didn't cover it, but it's one of the funniest headlines I've ever heard. And it's woman carrying "Don't Tread on Me" flag trampled to death during Capitol insurrection. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Thank you guys so much.
Charity.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate you. Check out the Patreon. It's a new thing, and it's a way to support us and get a lot more Hard Factor. It's super dope. So we essentially have this. The new show that we give you every day for free. And then if you're a Patreon member, you get 2 bonus episodes and a bunch of other cool shit. Check that out at patreon.com/hardfactor. And yeah, that's it, guys. Have a great fucking day.